In this video, we'll take a look at building the top menu with methods, much as we did with building the toolbar in a prior video. The first thing we'll want to do is go into the function where we built the toolbar. And looking at this, we are going to again get access to the root node. And once we've built the toolbar, our task now is to go ahead and build a top menu. So I'm going to change the name of this function so that it's more applicable. And we're going to need a few more variables defined here to work with the other DOM nodes that we'll be introducing. So I'm going to add a top menu, TM, top menu group, TMG, and variable for the top menu command or top menu children. The next thing I can do is really reuse quite a bit of this code and just make some edits. So I'm going to copy and paste it, and then let's scroll down a little bit so we can take a look here. All right, so once we've built the toolbar, the next thing I want to do is let R equal the root node again. But this time, instead of creating a child of type toolbar, I'm going to create a child of type top menu. The next thing that I'll do is make sure that I'm not setting the TB variable. Instead, this is going to be my top menu, TM. So far I've gotten the root node and I've created a new child in that node of type top menu. The next thing I'm going to do is to create a top menu group. So as you recall with the top menu, they are grouped, and then within each group you can have both commands and separators. So the next thing I'll do is create another child. But here I'm going to let this be my top menu group, and it's going to be a child from the top menu node. Now from here, I can go ahead and add a top menu command. And now I have a top menu group, and a top menu command. But just as I've done down here with the set attribute options, I'm going to need to set the attribute of the top menu group and give it a name. So I'm going to go ahead and call the top menu group .setAttribute. So setting the attribute on this node, which attribute? The text attribute. And what do I want to name it? I'll just call it edit. This will just be an example top menu here. Now the same thing is going to be true for the command, the top menu command. I'm going to need to set attribute for that, so I can save myself a little bit of typing here. And this is going to be the top menu command is going to be the name attribute, which I'm binding to. Which action am I binding it to? The local action edit copy. All right, I can remove this now. So far I have one top menu that has a top menu group that has some text edit, a top menu command for the edit copy, and I could do the same thing for edit paste. So I'm going to just take this group, whoops, and I'm going to also add edit paste here. So I've created one child, set its attribute, then created another child and set its attribute. Now I'll have to come up here and change the name of my function that I call build tool top menu now. So let's go up to main. And now I can go ahead and try compiling and running this. And here are my toolbars that built. This second one is the one that's being built with methods. And here is my top menu that's being built with methods. So again, the idea is that you can write directly to the DOM tree structure and build these objects as an alternative to writing the XML and loading it. Now, if you do write the XML and load it, you certainly can add to it or remove or change attribute settings of any of those nodes that are in the tree structure, for example, for a top menu or for a toolbar.